Gbajabiamila. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Gbajabiamila.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with the substandard issue, which was the case with the building collapse in Oyo State. Why would a builder use substandard products?
Unfortunately, a building collapse is an extreme end for a building failure. Now, there are so many things that causes a building collapse. Which part of it is using a substandard materials? That's when we now start talking about proactive procurement processes. When you need to go into a building construction, you need to have what you call a detailed estimate that gives you the total cost or expected cost to be expended on the building. So you have majority of the developers going into construction with what you call a conceptual estimate. That means they just have a brief view of how much is likely to cost for them to develop the building. So in the middle of the development, they start realizing that, oh, what I've projected is not going to be enough to do this. Then they started cutting corners, which is part of, instead of the normal good blocks that they should buy, they start cutting corners, and this can actually
are you blaming the developers now and not the builders? I'm
not blaming the developers now. The builder is a professional. Now, you have quacks that are calling themselves builders. If you are not trained in the art of building production, you are not a builder. A builder is a professional that is well trained for building production and has his name in the register of the regulatory body. That means he conforms to the ethics and code of conduct of the profession. He knows that he must not do anything short of the standard. You understand? But when you engage quacks that has monetized everything involved in the building production, that is everything in the building production is laced with profit for him, he simply just wants to make money. This is what you get at the end of the day.
All right, let's talk about what we have, the situation in Lagos where they are just structurally defective, this particular building. Some of them due to age, that they've been there for too long, some bad soil. How do you come in as a professional? Yeah,
as a professional, like I said earlier, building collapse is the extreme case. Now, before you go to a site, you need what you call the geologists, the geotechnicians to really assess the soil. Tells you the capacity of the soil. This informs the structural engineer who is going to design the reinforcement details for the building, the capacity, the ability, the maximum load that the soil can carry.
All right, so you sound very, very optimistic and very intelligent on what you're talking about, but tell me why your services is not being used by everyday Nigerian. Why would they go for a quack instead of a professional?
They believe the professionals are expensive. Whereas when you look at 10% of the total value, you are paying the professionals involved virtually 10% of the total value of how much you are spending on the building. So if you look at the 10% and compare the 10% to disaster, when you have a collapse, you lose the property, you lose lives, which is even very, very important.
Why are you insisting on 10%? Could you have take something lesser and
do a good job? Of course, professionals can take, you can negotiate, they can take 10%, and you even have voluntary organizations where you have professionals that are even ready. They are ready to listen to you and be reasonable with you. I'm not saying 10% specifically, but I'm just giving you an idea that you can't spend more than 10% on the professionals if you need to put up a building, compared to the value of the disaster if the building production is not properly managed.
So it's
not commensurate at all.
Okay, do you have an association, somebody that is fronting for your...
Yes, just the same way you have the Nigerian Institute of Building, you have the NIA, you have the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, and the rest of it.
It's only in situations like this that you come up and you let us know that you're professionals. Before now, what are you doing in terms of awareness? So even let people know the difference between you and those you call quacks.
It's not just now. Unfortunately, we've had various engagement with the community, we've had various engagement with even the government that has actually put up a regulatory body for all these professional bodies. Regulatory body for all these professional bodies. So it's not that people are not aware. You have some of these people that have sent their children to school. You understand? But they are always looking at how much at the end of the day they are going to pay these people to help in the building production.
Mr. Mubarak Gbajabiamila, many thanks for coming on TVC News.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.